Welcome to the SLT Transmitter Guide. We will be going over the operations of the transmitter that can also be found in the manual. On the bottom of the transmitter is the battery compartment. Inside the compartment, there is a positive and negative marking to show the battery orientation. To power on the SLT2, we will quick press the power button. To power off the SLT2, we will hold the button for 2 to 3 seconds. The battery LED, as shown here for the SLT2, will be solid red if there is adequate battery power. If this LED is flashing red, then it indicates it is time to change the transmitter batteries. With the SLT facing you, if you turn the wheel to the left, it will cause the vehicle to steer left. Turning the wheel to the right will cause the vehicle to steer right. By pulling back on the trigger, this will cause the vehicle to go forward. If we push the trigger forward, this will cause the vehicle's brakes to engage. We will then need to go back to neutral and push trigger back forward to cause the vehicle to go in reverse. The SR dial is the steering rate. By adjusting this dial counterclockwise, this will decrease the steering radius. By turning this clockwise, this will increase the steering radius. The ST dial is the steering trim. If the vehicle is turning to one side on its own, you can rotate the dial the opposite direction until the wheels are pointing forward. The ST-R switch is the servo reversing switch. This will allow you to flip the servo direction if the steering wheel and servo are operating in the opposite direction. The TH/LM switch is the throttle limit switch. This will allow you to select 50, 75, or 100% throttle. This is good to use in learning a vehicle or helping others understand a vehicle before going to full throttle. To do the SLT2 portion of the bind procedure, first refer to the vehicle manual to start the vehicle bind. Once the vehicle is in bind mode, power on the SLT2. The steering servo travel can be adjusted to suit different vehicles. What this means is if the steering turning one way or both ways is causing the tires to impact the chassis or other components, we can lower the travel to prevent this from happening. To adjust the steering servo travel, we first need to set the arrow points of the ST dial to match the dot on the transmitter, where this would be at the 12 o'clock position. We then need to set the TH limit switch to 100, set the SR dial to full clockwise. We can then power on the vehicle, and on the SLT2 we will hold full brake and full right wheel while powering it on. Release the wheel and trigger so everything is in neutral. Turn the wheel full left, and using the SR dial you can change the endpoint. We will then turn the wheel to the right and use the SR dial again to change that endpoint. Release the wheel and let it go to neutral. We will put the TH limit to 75 to save the settings, and then we will power off the vehicle, power off the SLT2, and then return the throttle limit to 100%. This concludes the SLT Complete Guide, and we thank you for watching.